check my hotkeys again. Make sure everything works. Like I said, a lot of the game is kind of... So that's kind of how it works. So all that is good. Yo, thanks for the good luck. Okay, I think everything is good on my side. I'm gonna mess around with this timer a couple times just to make sure we are good. All that. So yeah, inventory management is good. Knowing what level's next, knowing what you need to use so you're not just sitting there kind of blipping around through your items. Like I said again, there is a way to manipulate it to get the skeleton key from the start, but that is, you know, I kind of don't like the idea of it. I think personally it really should get split into a different category. So basically, on the press to start is when we go. So the game Zombie Ate My Neighbors, yes, that is what we are going to be doing. These zombies are going to eat all the neighbors. Besides one. So there are a couple levels that I'm kind of scared of. Hopefully it won't be any issues, like I said. I did a run earlier and it was fine. I didn't do great on the boss, but, you know, it's just a waste of time at that point. There's no losing or needing a reset, so that's more so what I'm concerned about is just, like I said, being able to show the game off and, you know, hopefully try to bring some more attention to the game. So yeah, that's the thing right there. I mean, that was that was a pretty close call. The fact that there was a zombie right next to the nade boy. So right there, you kind of saw me shoot the rocket, kind of in the corner up against the wall. It kind of limits the amount of kickback, you know, which kind of adds up here and there. I am not even going to want to keep splitting. I have my split set up for every level, which is kind of annoying. Oh no. Yeah, this game's one of the GOATs. It's super underrated. I feel like it's one of those games where everybody loves it or they don't know what it is, and there's really doesn't seem to be any in between. Really not a whole lot of hate behind it. I honestly, though, like I was trying to say earlier, not sure, I guess I'll take that. You know what, I'm just gonna go all the way through. I don't even feel like doing splits. I kind of know what I need to do anyways. So yeah, kind of one of the big things, obviously, don't want to be taking damage. Your points are pretty important. I'll go a little bit more in depth later, but you get to a point where you get a bonus victim after 40,000 points, so you basically kind of want to get set up to get the victim level on a certain level before, so on one of them they spawn, both of the survivors are right next to each other essentially, so you're not losing any time doing that. There's no way to avoid it. You're going to hit 40,000 points at some point throughout the run. I'm gonna go back a couple actually, just in case I do split. So here's one of the bosses, like I said. If you do the skeleton key in the beginning, it allows you to basically just walk straight through the boss because you have a skeleton key. So yeah, that was one of the things, like I was saying, I was kind of messing around, trying to get the diagonal angle. Yeah, I don't know how anybody could have beaten this game as a kid, to be honest. I don't know if I would believe anyone. So there's a med kit there that I picked up behind the tree. There's a lot of items that you could pick up that you can't technically really see on the screen that come into play. So that's kind of big right there. Getting the slime, the goop, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, on the one victim's head is pretty nice. I like to think there's some kind of RNG. Obviously, there's RNG to it, but I meant to say that there's some kind of way you can manipulate it by walking a certain way. It seems to be kind of consistent, and you'll kind of notice it in a couple other places. You walk certain ways. There's obviously more of a quicker route, but some things spawn and you got to despawn them. So honestly, it's kind of even like Earthbound in a way, with having to despawn enemies. So this is one of the GOAT levels. Just hold Y and left. Furthest you got, maybe 60s? What do you... There's 48 levels. So there's a lot of cool items in this game. The shoes are one of them. Okay, that's cool. There's a couple of potions that speed things up as well. So yeah, there are. So basically, the any percent route, obviously, do things quick as possible. So you basically are playing it close, and there's only one person. There is a 100% level. There's actually only 2 runs on speedrun.com. One of them is not mine, but I would like to think I'll get around to doing one at some point. Jeez. So this is a scary level. Sometimes that zombie that hit me could basically aggro the 2 up top and take them out, and that's GG then. No, there's 48. But yeah, there are 10, I believe. Honestly, there might only be 9. I guess I could just look at this picture in a second and try to count them out. Not count them out, but just look. So yeah, like I was saying, it's really big, kind of knowing where to walk. I've lost multiple times there from going too far in. Yeah. Yeah, so you don't need to save them all. Let's see, there are... Yeah, I believe there are only 9. There actually might only be 8. I don't know if I'm missing one. West of the Pass? Yeah, this game is great. I wish I was able to get further as a kid. So So, answers the next level. Like I said, inventory management's kind of big. Having the shoes already lined up, having the rockets, having the bazooka. Mad scientist or the vampire? There's a couple of them. You'll see. Switch back here. So, medkits are big. Sometimes it's kind of scary to play. You also get 3 lives, which is basically like a medkit. It's just a time loss, obviously. So I got that level next. Yeah, so there's a skeleton key. Basically, those are kind of like the boss levels in a way, or the boss stores. Back again, like I said, you can manipulate the first level and get the skeleton key, so you don't have to fight the boss. That's really, I think that's the only key that you could get there. Yeah, you'll get it. I know there's a couple vampire levels, and there's the mad scientists like turn into the bosses as well. That are pretty tough, actually. It's really kind of the determining factor, in my opinion, of how the run's gonna go. The first one's not as bad because the room's smaller, but like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit more once I get there. I think that's level 36 is Monster Phobia, and then obviously the last level 48, and then there's a credit level. So, like I said, I'm not doing my splits on this. Everything's going pretty fine for now. Movement is huge. Well, small things go kind of go a big way. So ideally, you don't use a med kit, and you're able to save and get those burgers and get full health. So yeah, there is one point where you get one survivor added. There's only one. I guess there's a couple items where you could get them, but besides that, once you hit 40,000 points, you know, the next level. Okay, so this is not going good so far. This is the level that I've never beaten as a kid, until I started speedrunning the game. And I think it was just because of the health, not knowing where the medkits were. There we go. So there's 2 skeleton keys. I gotta fight one more to beat the level. I'll play for fun, honestly. I know I'm not gonna PB at this point already. Basically going through all these, it's just random. You can get a couple really good items that speed up the game, but rolling the dice, feeling lucky, but I wasn't. So yeah, this is one of the things you kind of just gotta walk up. I think the rockets are a little random. There's times you get them in 3, there's times you get them in 5. It's kind of weird. So that's the first 12 minutes of the game, and I was never able to get past that point. So it's just kind of funny. I was able to kill the snakeoids, but I wasn't able to... I never had enough keys somehow, so I'm not really sure. Or I would run out of rockets or something. But I don't think I ever remember this level. Okay, I'm getting scared on my health here. These things are pretty annoying. Yeah. So this is like the most important level in the game. You get the flamethrower that's hidden in that chest. Not chest, but just behind that wall, and that's what you use to fight all the bosses. So if you don't have that item, I don't understand how you could beat them. And that's why I say I think it's pretty impossible. Outside of speedrunning it. Even if you were to use the passwords and you were to use a password past this level, I'm not too sure how that would work. So I need my rockets queued up after this level. Nice. Ants are the worst. Yeah, the aliens or the Martians, I think what they're actually called are the worst. So here's another scary level in terms of potentially losing the run. So right here, if you don't walk far enough to the left, one of these hammer guys will spawn out and chop up the cheerleader. So I'm glad that was one of the things I was practicing last week. So this baby you don't have to fight. A lot of lag though. I'm trying to think what levels I got next. Oh. So here's another thing people kind of go back and forth on. Obviously the people that are better than me will go and then not grab those burgers just simply because they're not getting hit as much. I messed up there. I only took 1 damage, it's honestly fine. Yeah, so that baby you don't even gotta take out, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty tough. This is another level that could get a little squirrely if you don't go. I mean, honestly, okay, good. If you don't get those walls in time, basically a werewolf will spawn and spawn right on the cheerleader and basically claw her out. So one of those other annoying levels that, you know, screw things up. Turn the jets on. Didn't do that. Good timing. If you could time that right, you're able to not get hit by that first set of spikes. Forget where it is, though. So here's some vampires here. I don't know if this was the vampire level, but... So that level is pretty important in terms of getting items set up. Basically, I'm turning into this beast, and then I want the bazooka lined up for the level after this, and you can't change once you go in. So here, basically save you a bunch of keys and a bunch of rockets. Grab the burger. Back to full. That potion there is very important as well. It's kind of cool how there's some hidden items throughout the game. There are a lot of handful of bonus levels, but obviously those won't be any that I go to. So here's another level, pretty important. You basically have to despawn a spider. Otherwise, same thing. It'll be too close and kind of just claw the cheerleader out. Yo, thanks for the raid. Everybody loves zombies. So here we go with the points. So this is a big level. The Martian weapon one hits ants, and you're still able to keep your movement speed. They give 300 points, and I'm aiming to be just like under 34 or pretty low 34,000s. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where you want to be, just because it basically just, do I kill an extra ant and not have to, get any other kills on a couple other levels. So probably take one more out and call it good from there. Or it gets in my way, and now next level I won't kill the mummy. So yeah, level 36 is where it matters in terms of how many points I have. So a couple to go. Like I said, this guy here gives 200. Just gonna freeze him out. Yeah, the clone levels are pretty cool. So another thing that is kind of gone back and forth. So for the longest time, I think everybody played as the girl. So there is a difference, and what that difference is essentially where you spawn at the start of levels. They kind of have different spawn points. However, in the record route, they are playing as the boy. So I really haven't looked at it too much to see what level difference is, or kind of really get any information on that. But that's just kind of the way it is. So here I want to set up for the boss level after this one. Low HP, which is annoying. But yeah, so I basically get 3,050 to be exact on the next level, and I have there's a 700 point window, I guess 750 point window of where you need to be. So I am not worried about it at all. Actually, I'm worried about going over, so like I said, you can kill all these spiders, get 50 points. There's the chainsaw, and there's these little plant things you could take. So you could really kind of, if you're down on points, there's a good way, but, it really just comes down to, wasting time. So the ant level's pretty big in terms of getting set up correctly. Not too great. So yeah, that's where that flamethrower comes into play. So here's the level where you get the bonus victim on. Like I said, I'm just under 40,000 points, which is exactly where I want to be. Wasn't far enough that time. So there's extra victim. So the deal with the points is once you hit 40,000, you get extra victim. Obviously, if you don't get it on a certain level, you'll see right here in a couple seconds why this level is so important to get it on. because some of them, the 1 and 2 victims are spawned on the complete opposite sides. So there's the 1 and here's the 2, essentially. Or it's actually the other way around. And then you let them get clawed out, and you're back down to 1. So survivors, victim, I really don't know, honestly. Call them what you want. So this level is pretty important. I'll explain it after. I am missing a key, though. That's not good. Nice. So that was a boss door, but if you use that item, you basically are able to use a normal key. I don't know if you destroy the boss symbol, but you get to go through the door and save the key. So I have 0 keys right now. How much of a problem is that going to be? I don't think much at all. I don't think any, actually. I'm not quite sure I didn't get hit there. Oh, there we go. There's a key. Nice. So I want to have my rockets out. There's another skeleton key there. So I get 1 there, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. So I'm setting keys, actually. I kind of worked that out great. Okay. Yep, you'll get the sandworms. I think there's only 1 more set, and it's the second to last level, so. That level's pretty annoying with getting hit. Like I said, the whole health pack thing is pretty important. There's a lot that you come across, and some of them you really don't go out of your way, so it's not too big of a deal if you die, really. I think it's just better to take the you'll just save more time to grab extra med kits from if you die. Obviously, though, I think really my biggest struggle is just not getting hit. That's kind of where I'm at in terms of improving right now. Going up for another skeleton key. Basically, I'm just holding this item, the Frankenstein. I'm stuck. That electric kind of just will follow you and do some damage, whatever. So I'm about 10 seconds behind, so really not too bad, honestly. I would have said, I would have gambled I was more behind. So here's another level with the ants that very annoying. Med kit there that I just picked up behind the bush. No, it's all random. Or it's actually not random. It's all predetermined. Actually, it's how the game kind of works is there's a 1 victim, there's a 2. Each victim throughout the map kind of has a number, and obviously, you know, the game is the same every single time, and you know but yeah, the cheerleader, the family, the baby, you know, there's nothing that really attributes to them. It's just sometimes they're the number 1 victim, sometimes they're not. Like I said, on speedrun.com, there's a file that has a picture of all the photos of the levels. Sorry, of what's where. Sorry. So. That was the second to last level. Yes, there is a credit level as well. So basically, me shooting the rockets behind me like that, kind of just get them out of the inventory, and it is actually a little bit of a speed boost. Yes, it's at each level. I actually got a gold on that level. Save 4 seconds. So a couple levels back, you might have saw me grab the plates. It was on a level where I saved a baby with the Martians. That's basically for the second phase. It is very good to have. There's another medkit there that I grabbed. Hopefully the boss goes well, because it was pretty rough around. Basically, you get caught in the webs. You kind of gotta mash the directional controls. You know, the more you kind of just rub your thumb on the controller, it you know, kind of lets you get through faster. But like I said, from the other spider, not too bad, honestly. I don't like all this. So here's the plates. And this is not going good already. So normally, if you're good at the game, kind of get this guy somehow to go back and forth up here. Not exactly sure how to get it set up every time, but it'll go back and forth up top. Yep, there you go. Come on. And this way you could just keep chucking plates. Get caught over here even. Not terrible, honestly, not terrible. So yeah, I lost 3 seconds, 3.5, and that was not bad. Like I said, well, a lot better. The first phase was pretty mediocre. So yeah, that's basically the game. You run through this, you know, kind of winter portion. There is a credit level, and then that's kind of when you get the final game over. So. Yep. Yep, that's the curse. So yeah, I really just kind of got to practice that second phase. It was not going good at first, but then I kind of got into place. But kind of hits you around top in that top right corner, and kind of keeps going back and forth up against the wall. So not exactly sure how that works. For all I know, it could just be strictly random, but it would be cool if there was kind of something you could do to influence it a little bit in your favor. So. X equals 0. Guess I forgot to press start. I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, here's the credits. More things to save here. You kind of skip that talk. Basically, auto text box comes up that you just gotta run around. And time is as I enter the door. Boom. 34:13, 14 seconds over my PB. So not really too bad of a run. But yeah, that's Zombies Ate My Neighbors, any %. The other category for the game is basically collecting everyone on the bonus levels too. And I believe you even need some sort of manipulation for that as well to get the bazooka out the first trash can and get the bonus level for 1B. So, like I said, again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm glad this marathon in general was going on and that I was reached out to, get some runs in. Probably a couple other games I could have squeezed in, but like I said, I was gone for the first half of this. So I'm glad I was able to get the time in that I did, and I'm definitely happy with both those runs, honestly. I felt really good about both of them, so pretty minimal mistakes and pretty close to my PBs anyway, so it's always a little hard doing the marathon runs and obviously chatting and trying to focus on the game, but definitely had a lot of fun, good change of pace, and like I said, the biggest thing was just getting out and trying to get some exposure for the games, let alone the categories in general. So yeah, like I said, that's Zombies Ate My Neighbors, any %. And if you have any questions about that or Earthbound or any other game you care to look on speedrun.com that I've played, feel free to message me on Discord or whatnot, or stop by on one of the streams. I'm going to be gone next week for about like 10 days, so I'll be pretty inactive. It kind of just goes how it is. I like to play when I do, take breaks here and there. I don't like to stress myself out trying to grind games and whatnot, so it's definitely fun having that priority, but that's what it is. I really appreciate all the GGs. It was fun chatting. Hopefully to see some of you guys around. It'd be great, especially if it was you being around in terms of, starting to speedrun yourself these games, so I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to get some sleep. Got to get up for work in the morning. But again, I appreciate everyone, this event in general, all the other speedrunners, everything. Hope everyone's been able to see some other runs and, enjoy it. So I think that's it for me. You guys call it and have a good rest of your night or morning or afternoon, whatever it may be. Thanks again.